And it's like, what is doing, you know, like, and then in the end, everything makes sense. Hello everyone, welcome to yet another reaction video here in Beazy. Today we're gonna be reacting to a Dolce Gabbana ad from 1994. Our cameraman today, Danny, picked this ad for us. So yeah, without further ado, let's get our headphones and let's see this Dolce Gabbana ad for 1994.
Yeah, we're going retro today, and are you ready?
I'm ready, I'm excited.
Let's do it. Okay.
Oh, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Did he follow her?
Dolce.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
That's so good. Like,
There's a lot of things that we have to unpack here. Yeah.
Oh yes. I think we can take this off now.
Okay. So.
First, the things that I like that the whole mystery is just solved basically in the very end, that you don't really understand what he's doing with the I don't know, it's not a squid, the octopus or something, yeah. And it's like, what the is doing, you know, like, and then in the end everything makes sense. So it's like builds this mystery that is solved in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that this is also 1994.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so like, I think I kind of know, like, this is a very like machista kind of thing. But this back in 94, this was pretty normal, you know, like we live in 30 years, we developed a lot in like this gender equality and everything. But I think in 94 we were not there yet, especially in the ads, because in Brazil as well, we also had like female bodies exposed for beers, and that's the only thing, because it was aimed towards men.
Yeah.
And so that was also like the target audience, you know, and this, like, coming back, what I like is you clearly see that it targets like the girl to be very attractive and be attractive for the men to dream about them.
Was that a men's perfume or a female perfume ad, or both?
That's a good question, because I'm not sure.
Okay,
But
okay.
Because I was thinking, I think it was more for female.
Yeah, I thought at some point he was eating the octopus. Or
Yeah, he was.
into
Yeah,
it.
no, he was.
I would like to understand the symbolism between the octopus and the female, or the female body.
No, I think it's more for the shape of the octopus and the underwear. So he took as in like he was holding like the bra, you know, and then like smelling the bra.
Okay.
So that's what I got from it, at least.
I think for me, it was borderline creepy, I would say. Yeah. But also but I also have to appreciate the production value of it. I think it's very nicely shot. Everyone's beautiful in it. I really like how there were cactuses and also where she was changing. But yeah, creepy. I think he was like, he's smelling her underwear at the end of it. So
yeah. And this is what he's recreating with the octopus, you know. Like, but if you think about, like, now I'm coming from the purely market perspective, you know. If you think about like the message they wanna like convey is basically like, if you use this perfume, you have such like indistinguished, kind of unique and like
a scent.
A scent that nobody will forget, and they want more. And then like even like he getting the octopus just to trying to see if he can, because he's not gonna get a scent from the octopus, but if you have like this, you remember and you suddenly smell the thing, you know. So it's the reminder is so strong that even with the octopus he will be able to try to recreate, because he liked so much. You know, so if you see the message of the marketing, it totally makes sense. It was conveyed in a very creepy way, as you said, you know. But again, it's 94 and it's completely different times that we are today. I don't think this ad would be very well accepted these days.
I think it's just old. It's very old school, like you said, 1994. But I like that it plays on the five senses, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it's counterproductive because it's nice to look at the sea and then you can sense like there's heat and then the salt water and it's very nice. But then when you see the octopus, I can't help but think of fishy. And so my senses feel a little confused, but I do, I think it's a really cool production. Even if it doesn't make sense, but what in the 90s really made sense when it comes to like perfume commercials. I don't know. I was a kid. I was a baby when it was the 90s, so I can't really have a lot of input on that.
But yeah, final thoughts. I think is like I really liked it as in like as an ad, as a marketer, and how it presented the message and how they conveyed the message and how it was like. And I kind of trying to be funny. Maybe this in the 90s were more like towards this is like a bit funny and a bit like and this emotion that you get like, oh, I remember this. I want to like smell it again because the smell is so good, you know. So I think it's a very nice ad, and I really like how they build the tension until the end. So you have no idea like what's going on. Why is he holding an octopus looking at this woman? And then everything like resolves itself in the end. So I think like filmmaking and marketing wise is a really good commercial. And what I'm curious is like you come into production, this is probably like a very high budget kind of commercial, and there is nothing really special about it as in like very crazy set design or anything. But I still can see that there's like very professional actors and there was like super controlled environment, even though it's in the beach and everything.
Yeah, I would say I actually had a stream of thought, but I just flew off. I would say that I really, story-wise or production-wise, as you said, high-end, really nice, straight to the point. But I really liked, the absurdity of it. I think this is something that I always appreciate, and I still can't remember what I wanted to say. So I guess you guys, we'll leave you with Rafa's like final thoughts.
Yeah.
Daniel?
And Daniel, like now tell us, why did you pick up this?
Okay, there's many reasons actually. There's first of all, you probably didn't recognize the main character.
Is that Monica Bellucci?
Okay, well then you did.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The commercial was shot by Tornatore, which is a very famous Italian director. And I have to give you a bit of context because now I do understand it's also cultural.
Okay, nice.
Because first of all, the decision of shooting in black and white was not casual. It's basic, and I think it's in Sicily. No, actually, I'm pretty sure it's in Sicily. So the thing is throwing you back to a time that we don't have anymore. Okay, and I think the story is amazing. I mean, because it's no dialogues at all, and in 30 seconds they had to explain something, and it was a very well done filming wise. And there's few details that maybe it's like if you're Italian, you will pick up like very quickly. For example, probably she's from a wealthy family, sorry, because she had two old women taking care of her, like covering her when she was changing. So, and we are in the south of Italy, so you know, a woman, you cannot show your body, especially on a beach or this kind of stuff. So she was covering, but she was young, beautiful. This young guy, probably like different social class, okay? He just got an octopus. Octopus is, that's the thing. Have you ever held an octopus? It's really, I don't know how to explain it.
Slimy.
It's slimy. And it's not, but it is true. Actually, to kill it, you have to smash it on the rocks, and then sometimes people, they just bite it, you know?
Okay.
And you have to do it because the meat is tender, okay? So this, squidiness is sliminess. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's weird. It is true. But it's also very, I know it's weird to say, but it's also very sexual. So, and they were like exchanging some glances, right?
Yes.
And she was not doing too many facial expressions actually. But the hint was, I'm gonna drop my underwear and you will pick it up because you'll see what I do. And plus, there's also like a movie from Tornatore that came out, I think, during those years, which was Malena, and Monica Bellucci was also the main actress. And then, and the thing is, it's all about the sense of smelling, right? So in the end, when the guy smells the underwear, you know, it's just like, because he cannot talk to her actually. She's like living in this big house and he has to stay outside the gate, you know. But the only thing he can do is like smell the underwear, whatever he found on the beach. So I think, to be honest, when I saw the commercial the first time, I was a kid, but it stayed with me like for many years. And to me, it's still one of the best commercials I've ever seen. But it's interesting to hear from you guys because like the creepiness that you saw in the video, I didn't think about it. I was also asking myself, what is going to happen if someone watched this commercial today?
Today, yes.
You know? I mean, what it was doing is something that, you know, people in that age, they used to do. I mean, not smelling, I mean, like killing dogs. Okay. And I didn't think he did something too extreme as a man. Like, I want to make sure I'm the man and all this kind of stuff.
There was more longing. He was just longing for her. And also the non-verbal communication between them. I felt like he was running after her, and now that you said it, because you know it's so short and quick, and now I think we need to watch it like one more time, I feel, to have an informed decision. But yeah, longing, it's not even a chase, but like you said, it's a ping pong, like a dance.
Because I felt like she was actually the one deciding. That's why I feel like, you know what, I don't think it's, she was the one, she didn't do any weird expression or very sensual like we are used to nowadays, you know, like winking or whatever. No, she just looked at him and she just left the underwear. It's like, in a very, to me at least, it was like in a very subtle and elegant way, to be completely honest, because the two women, they didn't see it.
Yes,
and they are there just to check on her all the time. So but that's why, and I think cinematography and story-wise, it was just super beautiful, and I'm impressed like how much they were able to convey in 30 seconds.
That is something really cool.
That what I said is actually crazy. Like in 30 seconds, you have a full-on story being told and aligned with the message, with the branding, and it's like.
And it engages all your senses, but also the most sense that it engages is your smell sense, and that's how you know that it's on point, because it's a perfume commercial by the end of the day.
And like the octopus is the thing that you get, you just do that to be memorable, you know. It's like what today, like if you say like I want to go viral, you put something like stupid that people are like, what the is this? Because if you just have like ordinary stuff, there is nothing special. That's what makes these like more unique and then more memorable. Memorable.
No, but it's true. But I really, and one thing, it's not the sexiest or craziest Dolce Gabbana commercial.
For sure. I would imagine. I would imagine. Yes.
Dolce Gabbana, they came out with some like super crazy commercial, and I love them. Last thing is, I think for the 90s, it was about decision actually to shoot in black and white. Because if you do remember, even if we all were just kids,
you had color.
It was like all the music videos, commercials were super saturated, super colorful. Remember? They decided just to go with probably they thought like, we are Dolce Gabbana, which is we were classy, you know. Let's go with this kind of vibe. And I appreciate that, to be completely honest.
I guess that wraps up the reaction. So I guess that will be it.
I just had a quick, sorry. Just one last question for you guys. Please let us know in the comment if the commercial is creepy to you or not. I'm super curious now.
The creepiness is new. I feel like, there is a type of creepiness, but not in a way where the guy is. It's just like he was killing a squid or an octopus. And you know what? They're very intelligent beings, and creepy doesn't always have to. It's a broad term.
Let's see what you guys think. I didn't make my mind. I think it's a bit creepy. It's at least unique. It's at least unique. Let's put it this way.
Yes. And I appreciate it. By the end of the day, this is a great commercial. So much the storytelling, everything. I don't know if do we rate it from like out of 10?
well, we can do it. Come on.
Oh, shit! I wasn't real.
That's actually the real reaction. Like, you know, if you can rewatch it, maybe you rate it in a different way.
Yeah.
But right now,
We cannot rewatch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do in terms of production?
Oh, in terms of
out of
production.
5. Let's do like
Out of 5?
Google.
Out of 5. Out of 5 stars.
I would really say, honestly, I would give it a solid 5.
Okay.
Production
Yeah.
value, yes, of course.
Yeah, like considering 1994, yes. Like today, I think would be too controversial. So in the
Yeah.
marketing perspective, you would be excluding part of your audience. So some audience would have like different values that you're showing, but considering it's 994, yes, I would say also like a 5-star. That's
So let's say
pretty good.
5 star for 94 for 2021.
Like 4. It is still pretty good.
Okay.
The thing is,
So I think the question is, does this ad age well?
Okay.
Leave your comments down below.
so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and talked already too much. I'll see you guys in the next one.